Hey guys, welcome to Most Definitely. Let's go. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing on my journey to purchase a home for the year 2021. In my previous videos, I talked about there's a lot of steps that's involved and what it takes to actually purchase a home. For me, it's going to take budgeting, financing, and just really getting down to the nitty gritty about exactly what I would need to do to get into the house that I desire for myself and my family. If you haven't already done so, smash that like button for me. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm and helps me to continue to make great videos just like this. All right, so thank you very much, and let's go ahead and dive in. So the first thing I'm doing personally is going ahead and smashing down all of my credit card debt. It's really important so I can keep my debt low, and that way I can raise my credit scores up and make me a great fit to purchase that first home. Is credit card debt bad for me? Not me personally. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's really great. But it's really important for me to keep a hold of it and keep my balances low. And that way I can make sure that my credit score stays on a high level. And that way I can lock in that interest rate and get a better rate on the home that I buy. So am I saying that you can't buy a home with a low credit score? No, I'm not. There are a lot of credit companies out there that will allow you to purchase a home and get financed for as low as 580. But if you want a great interest rate on your home and lock in a great rate for that score, then you really want your score above 680, 680 or higher, okay? So what's really a good method for just bringing down the debt if you have multiple credit cards to use? There's a lot of different methods, but I really like the snowball effect. Now, there's one of two ways of using the snowball effect. You can start with the lowest balance on your credit card and pay that off and start making your way up to the higher balances. Or you can start with the highest balances and pay those down and then work your way down to the smaller one. It really depends on you and your preference. There's actually a third one that I really like, and that is find the credit card that has the highest interest rate and then knock that one out right away. Because in the end, even though you're not paying off your credit card faster, you are saving yourself a bunch of money to be used later on for your house. So one of the questions you can ask is, hey, Stefan, why aren't you just paying off your credit card and closing them down? Well, here's why. Credit bureaus have told you that if you pay down and pay off your credit card and actually close it down, that could be detrimental to your credit score. You can actually lower your score by up to 100 points. And I don't really want to do that because I really want to get myself in a great position to buy a house. However, if you keep up your credit score to a and not only keep your credit score up, but keep your credit account open and revolving, then that goes on to your overall debt. There's something called a debt to income ratio that looks really good when it's time to purchase a home. So you really don't want to close out your credit card. You want to keep a revolving credit account going. Another thing that really matters is your credit history. They really want to see seven or more years on your credit history of great paying for you and keeping your credit score up, paying your credit card on time. Time is the best way. So you never want to be late. All it takes is paying your credit card late for 1 month, and that ruins the whole thing, and it takes forever to fix it. So am I against credit cards? No, absolutely not. I'm one of the few people that actually loves credit cards. I actually use about 5 rotating credit cards and I love them. I get interest back, I get cash back when I use them, and it builds up my own credit whenever I use it, as long as I make sure I pay it down every month. I'm actually in the habit of making sure that I don't go above 30% on my credit cards. And what I mean by that is don't use the full balance. Don't top off your credit card because that's when you can run into trouble, especially during times of emergency. So what do I do personally when I have an emergency? For me personally, I like to keep an emergency fund. So keep an emergency savings of at least $1,000. That's what I try to do. I actually came up with an emergency sometime this past year, within the last 6 months. And that really came in handy. So I had that cushion to stay above water, so to speak. And that way I didn't have to call on friends and families to help me in my time of need. So what am I doing? I'm keeping my credit score up. I'm paying my credit cards down, and I'm making sure that it does not go above 30% on my balances. And then I just want to remind you that if you have credit cards open and you don't want to use them, that's great, but don't close those accounts. You want to keep those accounts open to keep your credit history going and keep that debt to ratio income at a higher or a lower level wherever you may need it at. So where am I at with my credit cards? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. With me, I have a credit card through my credit union. It's really, really great. I keep a high balance on that one. Not a high balance, but I have a higher credit line that I use on that one. And I try to keep my balance low on that one. That way, for super emergencies, I can go to it. I can use it when I need to and then pay it down. The thing to do is I can use it and try not to use more than I actually have cash on hand available. That way I can pay it off when I need to. So for this year, while I'm trying to purchase my home because I want to buy a home in the year 2021. So what am I going to do to make that happen? I want to keep my expenses low. I'm going to try to live below my means. This means not eating out so much. When friends and family are saying, hey, let's go out to eat, I'm going to have to say no, even though I love to eat. One of the things we really like to do is kind of experiment with different foods at home. My wife's a super great cook, so we try to go that route, and it's really, really been paying off. We've saved a bunch of money over the last several months, and now hopefully we can save thousands of dollars more over the next several months. Typically, when you want to buy a home, if you're getting a standard loan, they want you to put down 20%. But do you have to? No. There are great programs out there like FHA loans where you can put down as low as 3% for your home down payment. Keep in mind, if you do that, you're going to have something called PMI, and that way you're going to have to pay that insurance for your home, and that's the creditor's way of saying, we want to keep our investment safe. That way, if you can't make your payments, we are still able to protect our investment. If you want to avoid the mortgage insurance premium when you're purchasing a home, I suggest saving up 20%, and that way you can go ahead and skip out that insurance, although it is mandatory if you don't have 20% down. Do you absolutely need 20%? No, you do not. It's great if you're thinking along those lines, but if you're thinking you can't get into a home because you need that 20%, then think again. That's one of the mistakes that I have to really get out of my mind right now. I know I don't have to do it, but I've been brainwashed into thinking because I've been watching the commercials that I need that 20%. That is not true. Another thing that I really want to keep in mind for me personally is the closing costs. A lot of times you can ask the seller to take care of the closing costs. So keep that in your mind that you still want to have that, but do I actually need it? Maybe, maybe not. So time will tell, and I'll keep you posted as I go along. A little bit of information that I want to keep in the back of my mind is I'm going to need some extra cash on hand when I'm ready to purchase a house. That way I can take care of the home inspection and also taxes. So think of taxes about 1% when you're purchasing your home around that time. And also think you definitely want to have a home inspection. That way you can weed out any kind of potential problems you'll have in your house when you're ready to buy. So that's what I'm personally doing as far as my home purchase. And you can go ahead and research and figure out if you want to do something separate or different. You don't have to take the route that I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing. One of the things that I've seriously been thinking about when purchasing a home is, do I want a single family home or do I want a duplex? Or in other words, a multi-family home. Multi-family home is a home where you can have more than one residence under one roof, and you could potentially can live in one side and actually rent out the other, potentially living rent-free. Now, this is one of the things that I thought about, and I ideally would like to get a duplex or at least up to 4 to 6 units. That way I can go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to save myself some money, rent out the other one, and have it as a great opportunity to go ahead and build some equity in my home. Do you have to take that route? No. If you want to just buy a single family home and you're like, that's not really what I'm after, that's not my goals, that's great for you. For me, I want to build up the equity. I want to think of the long range and potentially make some extra money. And then, hey, I would like to purchase more than one home, and that way I can use it for potential to be able to save some money from not only myself, but for my family going down the line. So for this month and the next several months, actually, my family and I decided that we're going to use the snowball effect. We're actually going to start tackling our smaller balances on our credit cards and then start tackling our higher ones. And that way we can actually see results and then mentally feel better about the way we're moving forward in our home buying journey. So if you have any questions, guys, go ahead and submit them down below under the comments. I'm welcoming all your questions. If you want to see about how I'm personally doing my journey, go ahead and let me know. If you have suggestions or comments, go ahead and let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. And before I go, I know I went over it during the week's open. The market is closed today, but I'll go ahead and share with you how my investments are doing under TD Ameritrade, and we can see where I left off when the market closed. Let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, we did a great job. My account balance, what it's worth is about $589. Really good. The market is closed right now, but I left off in a great standing, especially since I actually began this account, which about $540. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, if you want more information, you want to watch some other videos, then you can go ahead and check out Generation Stefan. That's my other video. I'll put the link down below. And if you want some free money, I'll put the link down below for Acorns. Acorns will give you $5 just for signing up using my link, and you can use that for your own investment purposes. Until then, we'll see you next time. All right, take care, everyone.